Not always, but sometimes, this and this are not as good as this. And sometimes we need a little bit of diversity in our life, because the other two things that we play are not as good as the other. This is like softcore hentai. Softcore porn, actually. Ishai, Ichi, whatever the hell they call it. Yeah. So bad. But it's waifu simulator, so it's okay. So I haven't done a discussion discussing what you do when you get burned out of Vanguard. And this would have seemed like a video I would have posted on the Yu-Gi-Oh channel, but what happens when you're just all of the frustrated and you just like, man, Vanguard's in a bad place at the moment. I don't want to play the format. What am I gonna do? No, you've reached the wall that many players reach, and I'm not gonna lie. I recently hit that wall on this channel. That's why this channel has always been like the chronological order of our playtesting. I don't always have the time to participate when we're recording playtesting videos. You guys will see me, but in order to keep the game refreshing and things like that, you guys have been seeing me playing Garmor, and you've seen the machining been more realistic choices from me. Garmor is a deck that I have to play because we have many blaster players running around here, and honestly it's the only real deck that, besides playing the blaster mirror, oh boy, you know, and I don't want to sit there and deal with that when I can just Garmor kill my opponent. My grade 2 game is as good as theirs is. So you're getting burned out of the format. You're like, man, I don't, you know, some people don't even have a fun deck that they can pick up and want to play, you know. Some people don't have the quote-unquote machining and the quote-unquote Garmor. You know, they're just like, man, I'm burned out. There's a couple things you can do. One of the things that I deal with if I don't want to play Yu-Gi and I don't want to play Vanguard, we have this beauty. This thing. This is my guilty obsession. Many players have a game or something that they'll do for fun. And this is a game I don't really get the chance to play competitively. Every BWC event I'll go to, I'll get the chance to sit down and play with my friend Marcus and Keskar. And if Eddie Menzie ever comes down from Chicago, and I'll get the chance to sit down and play with the crew a little bit. It's a very interesting and fun experience. Man, I think we almost have 20 to 30 different Weiss decks between the Japanese and the English metagames. Picking up stuff for Weiss is becoming even more increasingly difficult. Granted, the game's not doing as well as it should be doing in terms of just the marketing and things like that. It's one of the downsides to having a lot of games Bushiroad. But it's different and it's fun. But what if you don't want to play Weiss? You know, there's Force of Will. It's Force of Will's new game coming out. Dragon Ball Super is getting the revamped weird-ass card game by Bandai. You've got Final Fantasy has their card game now. Magic the Gathering, Pokemon. Many card fighters have went to Pokemon. And that's not without saying there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are going to start playing Pokemon here soon, too. It's like Pokemon got their second wind when they announced cash prizes. You know, when you're Nintendo, you can do whatever the fuck you want. They literally, you know, pulled out the red carpet and said, you know, we're going to do this. You know, this is how things are going to be. And then you have, unfortunately, you know, Bushiroad took away the one thing that was going to help out their game a lot. And, you know, Cardfight Online, RIP, many players are still feeling the effects of that. It still sucks. So, Vanguard does get stale. Let's be completely real here. You know, for some reason, you know, you don't want to play another card game. You're sick. You're like, I'm done. So you walk away. Now, you're either going to keep up with the game a little bit and not play. This is what many Yu-Gi-Oh players do throughout the years. You know, they'll quit the game at X point, but they'll still keep up in read about what's happening in the game and things like that. Now, that's the approach I would recommend to a lot of people that you're not like 100% sure that you're like ready to call it quits. To be honest with you, just take a step back. Don't hit the terminal destruction button where you're going to blow up the world and sell everything. If something's going to get the reprint sometime soon, or if you don't want to risk it, then move it and sell it. That's fine. Typically, I'll see a lot of people just step away, take a breather. It's not a big deal. That's probably the approach I would recommend if you don't have another card game lined up in the wakes, keeping your interest alive. It's really weird talking about the subject because I've taken breaks from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm not so much going to say I'm on a break from Vanguard at the moment, but we just had, 2 big events, and I played the Ward at 1, scrubbed out. The second one I played Dimensional Police like an idiot. I should have just played Garmore. If you're doing good with a deck, why ruin the good thing you have? Decision-making skills 2017. Don't listen to your friends when they tell you that you should play DP over Garmore. Oh man, horrible life decision. Ugh. So keep that in mind if you're reaching burned out fever. But that's all I've really got to say on that topic. I just wanted to kind of make a video mentioning the fact that people get burned out, but I also wanted to talk about Waifu Simulator a little bit, and why it's okay to have a game be your guilty obsession. I had a few people throughout time that would call Buddy Fight their guilty obsession. Now, I dog on Buddy Fight all the time. The game could have been something great, but you had to call it Buddy Fight. Oh man, to every Buddy Fighter that's going to watch this video, I'm so sorry. Your game could have been called Dragonborn and it would have been a better name. They could have called Dragonborn Buddy Fight and it would have been A-okay. It's amazing what just the sarcastic sense of your name does to the game and the typical design and things. But, Buddy Fight's been out for, 3 years now? It's kind of hard to believe that Vanguard's going on, its 4th year now? And, I mean, that's no Yugi walk in the park who's been the big brother chilling over here for, 10 years? And Bushiroad still has issues getting its shit together. But, still kudos to Bushiroad. You've maintained 3 card games over the course of years, and nothing has gone significantly wrong. Now, getting a bit jumpy with the whole pushing of luck and logic, that one was hit or miss. You've got 3 children. Praise the 3 that you have. Don't get greedy going into 4. That's a bit pushing it. Keep the things you have. But I don't know. It's okay. It's okay to want to dabble in other games. I don't think it's okay for people to have the mentality that because you play one Bushiroad game, you should play all 3. No, that's just greed and disparity at its core. But it's not bad to have looked into the others. I'm not a Buddy Fighter. It is what it is. I'd rather play Waifu Simulator 4000, where we can create the epic snuggle struggle and the climactic scenes from our favorite animes. It sounds so cliche. That's a cool thing. Like Weiss reminds me of like 2 plays going at it back and forth, and you're using the epic scenes, the character development. The climax is referred to as the plots, the turning points, and you're trying to get the audience on your side. So as you're taking damage and things like that, creating the climactic feels from your anime. It's kind of how I always viewed the game, and it's kind of one of the reasons why I still play the game, because that viewpoint definitely it keeps my interest, and that's not a bad thing. Try to find things that keep your interest. Back to the topic today, find things that keeps your interest in Vanguard. There's 26, 27, 28 clans. There's all kinds of things that you can play. Take the challenge with. You don't always have to play the one thing. Budget players, I'm sorry. You guys have a rough time as it is, but, borrow cards from your friends. Try out different things. There are people in this game that have 20, 30 decks. Play test with them. Borrow stuff from them. Reach out to them. It's why we have friends. So guys, does Vanguard sometimes piss you off? You sometimes get frustrated with the game? Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And hopefully this video was a good benching mark for people. That I hope that answers the question I was asked from what happens when you're frustrated with games to some degree. Alright guys, deuces. That's not all, card fighters. Please subscribe for more Cardfight Vanguard content. Please remember to check out imcol40 for Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and please check out imcolgames.com, my store, along with No Limit Gaming and lgtcg.com for all of your guys' trading card game needs as well. Until next time, guys, remember to hit that subscribe button. Later.